All right, this video should have been done a long time ago.
Yep.
But what happened, you see, is we had our trip to Hollywood planned out, and we had a lot of stuff on both buggies to get ready. So we quit scheduling for like 2 weeks, stuff in the shop, and started pushing all that stuff out. And we're like, oh, well, you know, we'll overbook everything because you know, probably people's gonna go somewhere else or whatever, since it was gonna be like 3 or 4 weeks before we could get to them. So we got back from Hollywood and everybody showed up and we were swamped. We had a bunch of work to catch up on, get done for all you guys. So now we're just getting into this, and the wind's going crazy today. Shop's a mess and cluttered up and packed full of stuff, so we're out here in the wind doing it. But it's the first thoughts of Portals, I guess, after I know her thoughts, just the first impressions after one ride on them. Obviously you saw we did have a little bit of a failure that prevented some riding,
but it's fixed now.
It's fixed. But first impressions, short and sweet and simple, is I do like them. I do like the added ground clearance, the gearing, 53 12 12 in the transmission plus 30% Portals, 4-inch dual idlers, is just stupid crazy in the rocks. Low is low, high is low. I did love the gearing. I love the gearing. As far as low gear, I did like the extra ground clearance. I think I felt stable, I felt planted. It felt really good in the rocks and stuff, and even climbing up some of the trails, it just felt good. Except, so the first day we rode, I didn't have the limit straps on, and suspension just felt fantastic. Put the limit straps on the next day because of the trailing arm incident, and it sucked bad. I mean, at ride height, they were almost fully stretched out, so I definitely say that took away from the second day riding. They did loosen up, but you just felt that limit, and I didn't like it at all. So probably gonna end up doing something different with them. I mean, they've stretched out some now, but they still limit too much, I think. That was one downfall that I didn't like. And then when we got on the road, it's just like probably 55 mile an hour is all this thing has, and we might change that up. But at the same time too, you could run around the trails in high and go slow. I mean, it was a neat experience. But I think the Portals on my rig are here to stay. I guess some of the negatives about it, obviously the weight of the Portal maybe contributed into the trailing arm failure, which then twisted the radius rod, so we have a straight one on there for that. that might be the go-to. Yeah, we gotta get out of the sun. That might be the go-to, is some Heim radius rods with Heims on both ends of them. Just, it's stronger, but we're gonna get that leather lower warranted. We're gonna run that because I still want the high clearance, because that's just bigger rocks I can get into. What's everybody else complain? The steering. I had a concern about the steering, and in all honesty, it wasn't that bad. The times that as long as you were moving in the rocks, it felt fine. It felt like before, honestly. The one time that it did totally mess me up was if I'm coming downhill and go to turn something sharp. I mean, it did not want to steer. So we might get this thing juiced up. We might give 600 watt steering a try, just as something to review. But all in all, I do like it. They're gonna stay on this rig, and I did feel too on the front end, I felt like it's in the back of my mind that that's just a lot of weight hanging out there. But we'll let go of that emotion, and because we need to test these out on some bigger rock trails and stuff, and some little sins and all that. But we've got some work coming up on this. We're going to do RS1 swap. There are some things on the portals and portal plates that I want to change up. After talking to friend Matt, who's run portals on his Pro XP, just some things I want to look at. I noticed that he said is happening, but we'll get into that in, you know, the bulletproof of the portal rig build. I think that's it. I mean, overall, I'm impressed with them. Like I said, the minute we put the limit straps on it, it just absolutely sucked bad. Just not being able to flex and all that, but felt great. If you're big into the rocks, I mean, I would recommend to give it a try if you can. They're not a cheap not a cheap add-on at all, but so far I like them. Now we'll ask her, who kind of followed me and saw how my rig was behaving and everything. So what do you think about the portals?
Well, first of all, I followed you with the limit straps, and woo,
That was terrible.
It was bad. It was so bad. I felt bad for you. So we need to get you some other ones.
I think the shock therapy adjustable limit straps that we put on James's Pro XP, I think that's the ticket. I do.
Probably.
Speak your mind.
I don't think they're for me at all. I mean, I do like to bounce and bump up some stuff, and I think the weight of them would ruin that experience for me, because it's exciting. So you're like, where am I going to land? Am I going to hit a tree?
Maybe that's one thing we need to try, like go down to Black Mountain and Steel Hill and just try to rock bounce through it. Just to see. I mean, I like them, but they're going to come off if I'm just constantly breaking stuff all the time.
And like, the reason I haven't gone long travel is I don't know that I want extra width right now, because Sprinkle snakes in between everything.
I will say I like the width. I did like the added width.
Well, let's go on Steel Hill and see how
We'll
much
try
you like
it. We'll go. I did like the width.
I don't feel, I mean, even following and being behind you, I mean, maybe Hollerwood wasn't the park to make the biggest comparison, because it didn't seem like
I think Black Mountain
was any easier for you than me or someone else. But
well, yeah,
there weren't.
It's you and Sprinkles, so that's a high bar to
Well, not really.
to jump over.
But I'm just saying, I guess maybe we weren't on anything challenging enough where other people were getting hung up on rocks and you were able to crawl over them. So.
I think we need to go Black Mountain. That'll be the ultimate test.
Yeah.
And Black Mountain's got a little bit of everything. And
so right now, I
rocks.
guess I can't say. Just me right now, I feel like they're not for me. And then as soon as Steven gets through a bunch of stuff and I get hung up or I have to pull cable, then you'll probably see Sprinkles with portals.
Well, but that is a good point though, is it's not for everybody. Portals aren't going to be for everybody.
I like to romp on sprinkles. I mean, like, what if someone gets in a vicious fight with me and they're like, that's it, we're drag racing? I mean, what would I do with portals? Hang on, let me take my portals off so I can race you.
Well, but that might be in a future video.
Of me waxing you?
No.
Yeah.
Of what we can do to remedy that high gear problem. Because I do like high gear, but it honestly needs to be a little higher.
But with the weight, I mean, I guess, you know, people mud race them, but every time you see somebody posting something, they're pulling their motor out. So, you know, the things you have to do. So I don't know. My stance right now, they're not probably for me, but maybe as Steven tests them and rides them more, I might change my mind.
I love the look of them. I like the how it sits up. Which too, I guess that's one thing we should say, is I was at 18 inches clearance before-ish, and we had to adjust the springs a little bit, but we only raised it up to 20 inches because we had it up at like 23 and it was just, it felt goofy.
It looked goofy too.
And it looked goofy. So, you know, it's all, you know, the clearance versus how, you know, the down travel of your wheels is key. You know, I'd rather have more down travel than I would be lifted up and be maxed out at ride height. That's as much down travel as it's got. But yeah, I've got some things on the list we want to address, and we'll of course keep you along on the build up of this.
Sprinkles has started her Christmas list if anyone needs it.
Yeah, but I know how I rode my Razor before, and you know, you could go around the yard and just rip on it, or like you said, just have some fun and just shoot up a bouncy trail. But if I can do all that and get high gear just a little faster, then we're gonna beat on it a little bit. I think we get the high gear issue fixed up. We need to go some obstacle course racing or something.
I'm more than happy to.
And that's a big thing too, is I do need to adjust my clutches, because it was clutched obviously for the 53-12-12, and I lost all the performance, all the fun feeling out of it by going deeper in the reduction. And that's what makes our clutch kits for the gearing reduction so good, is it brings all that performance back. But the performance that our clutch kit brought back on just the transmission reduction is all gone with the added portals. So that's definitely, and it's not like it takes a completely different clutch kit. We're just going to add some more weight to it to get the motor loading up good, and we go. But I didn't slip a belt. I didn't do nothing. I just rumbled over whatever I wanted to rumble over. And
so did I.
I know that's what's hard about going to Hollywood, because you know, I know that I didn't beat and bang my belly up as much as I normally would probably, but that was a big difference, was the ground clearance. And I do think I would have crawled the waterfall on Big Widowmaker. I had it that very first time I watched the video. That rock hit that root or that ledge or whatever it was. If I would just been steering hard right, I think it would have just crawled right up it.
We don't even know if Sprinkles will crawl it, because I love sending it up it so much.
The finesse, there's Sprinkles. Billy, buddy, don't worry. You've griped at her twice about it. She's getting ready to wash it.
Yeah, but didn't say a word to you.
He didn't see mine, but he called mine a monster truck. So monster trucks gives you dirt. Hey, that was another thing too, though, that was nice. You know how you go splashing through the water puddles and they all come up on you,
no,
and
mine
in you.
all come through the front tunnel into my feet.
Well, I know, but it also, you know, the water comes flying off the wheels like that, getting wider, and then being a little taller. I was going through some of those water puddles, and you know, a little faster than normal, and I'd just watch, and that water just come like right here, and that was it. So the interior is actually, other than the cans, like very little. That is nice because we're getting ready to wash this too, so the portals kept all the mud water out of it, so I don't have to clean the interior near as much as normal. But yeah, they're not for everybody. Right now they're for me. We're gonna beef it up a little bit, and we can go to Black Mountain. I think that'd be the best place to test it out at. It's got everything there.
And especially as, you know, like for you, whitetail crawl, I think would be a really good
Oh,
one.
I'd love to get in whitetail crawl now with this. I say that and it'll be or Crawford's Cry. There you go, people. If we go hit Crawford's Cry and I make it out of Crawford's Cry, I guarantee she'll have portals.
Oh, I guarantee I'm going to make it up it. You're just going to have to shut your eyes and listen to the beating.
So yeah, that's her nemesis. She got right to the top one time and tree kickers. We'll have to see. We've got the video. I found it, remember? We'll do that after this video. We'll just throw that out there.
Of me being cranky pants.
Yep. So as usual, guys, thanks for listening to us ramble. I just felt this is a video need to be made because we've had so many people ask us what our thoughts are about portals. And now we've got some experience to start building off of with that. You know, check out, obviously hit up the website, clutch kits, other parts you need. The clutch kits now, we've got clutch kits for regular geared razors. We've been expanding into that more and tinkering with that more. So you don't have to have gear reduction to get good belt grip and good performance, because you want it. If you ride like us and have big tires, you'll obviously need the gear reduction. And then the jazz tuning, we've been doing a lot of jazz tuning, been talking a lot about jazz tuning online. Since our Hollerwood video, I don't know how many razors we've tuned here in the shop, and whether they've been tuned before or clutched before, we go out and do a draggy run just to get some on the road performance time, 0 to 60, 0 to 30, all this stuff. And you all right?
Stretching.
And our clutching has outperformed every one of them, and the tuning has by far blown the other tunes completely away.
I'm ready to tune sprinkles.
We're not talking like 1 or 2 tenths on 0 to 60 miles an hour. We're talking about
6 tenths?
0.66 to 1.1 tenths faster, just off of a tune. The clutching is usually about 3, 4, 5 tenths faster than all those brands that are meant to perform. As where ours is just, we concentrated on low end belt grip and power, so it carried over to the high end too. So yeah, check those out. We've got a video coming up where we put a big turbo on Billy Cam's razor from Broke Boys. Go check them out. And big turbo, Bikeman big turbo, and we adjusted the clutching for it, so now we've got a big turbo clutch kit that rips. Just it was a lot of power, and so you want to check into that. So, and then I think we've got cams and tuning with Lou from Somewhat Haggard.
We've got cams and tuning on a Pro R.
We got cams and tuning for a Pro R and clutching. That's coming. Pro R Crash City clutch kit's coming. So we just need to rename the channel right now Crash City Speed Shop.
Not until I'm going ludicrous speed.
You're getting ready to. So we'll be looking forward to the videos from that. But yeah, we got a lot of things cooking up. Check out the website and hit the like button, all that. And hit up the jazz tunes, hit up our clutch kits. And it's something you ain't never felt nothing like that before. I promise.
That's true. I haven't.
So I can't tell if the screen's dark or not, but anyway, just our 2 cents. And yeah, we're gonna get cleaning these up and get on to the next thing. So we'll see you.